His name is Aidos Yerbossynuly, and he is a profile in courage. Hello, fight fans. This is Coach Nathan of NS Champ 7 Power Boxing Series at nschamp7.com, and that's the title of my analysis of the former undefeated super middleweight challenger from Kazakhstan, who was knocked out in the 12th and final round last week by Cuban sensation and WBA super middleweight champ David Morrel. Now, this happened 1 week ago today, Saturday night, in fact, at the Armory in Minneapolis, Minnesota. First off, on paper, this didn't appear to be the mismatch that it actually was. Yerbossynuly, he turned pro in 2015. He held the NBA, International, and WBO Global Super Middleweight titles. He was ranked number 1 by the WBA and had an almost 70% knockout ratio in his 16 wins. However, he never faced anyone the caliber of David Morrel, and he hadn't fought in over a year. But in a courageous and gutsy move, he chose to fight Morrel in his adopted home of Minneapolis, which is like you're fighting the champ in his backyard. It also takes a lot of courage to continue to give your all when you're hopelessly overmatched. Now, this is where the wisdom of the trainer and corner comes into focus. By fight time, the fighter has done his part. He's trained hard, he's made weight, he's ready to go through hell and high water to win. And most contenders have a game plan, a strategy against their opponent. Well, the corner should also have a game plan as well. And that's even concerning the worst case scenario. There should be no controversy whatsoever over who's going to throw in the towel, if you're going to throw in the towel, or when you're going to throw in the towel. Whether you have 2, 3, or 4 guys in your corner, there should be a chief corner person calling the shots, and everybody should be on one page or one accord, and that should be established before the fight. As a trainer, you should be the last line of defense or protection for your fighter. The first line of defense is what you taught him about slipping, blocking, or dunking punches in the gym. And so this is even before the referee. Matter of fact, a lot of trainers, they don't look to the referee for sympathy and mercy. Anybody old enough to remember Angelo Dundee and Drew Bundini Brown? Now, I'm talking about concerning one of Ali's last fights when he challenged Larry Holmes for his title back in 1980. Late in the fight, you could hear them arguing over whether or not to let Ali continue, until finally before the 10th round, Dundee yells, "I'm the chief corner here, and I'm stopping the fight," which he did. Most recently, last year, in the case of Shawn Showtime Porter, his dad, Kevin, he threw in the towel in his losing effort, Shawn's losing effort, against Terrence Bud Crawford. Now, at that time, there were critics saying he stopped it a little bit too soon. But as we see, it is better to stop it too soon than too late. And in this fight last week, it was stopped way too late. Chances are this young man, Aidos, will never box again. So because of this, there should be a lot more outrage over this. There should be disgust over this. And there should be more loud noise made over this until the boxing commissions either fine, penalize, or suspend incompetent corners who risk the lives of their fighters, or establish some mandatory protocols over when to stop a fight. Basic common sense rules should be this. Look at the fighter as if he or she was your own son or daughter. Now, that's assuming, of course, that you don't hate your kids. So, that's my take on the situation, folks. But let us continue to hope and pray for Aidos' speedy recovery so he can return home to his family. And don't forget, for elite boxing instruction, elite boxing analysis, and elite boxing philosophy, click that like button, check me out, and subscribe to NS Champ 7 Power Boxing Series at nschamp7.com.